morning, everyone. So as promised in my last video, I will be doing a wear test on the new sleek makeup look or product line that Ulta has recently come out with. As far as I know, it's not an actual new product line, it's just new to the US, and so I'm excited to test it out today. Pardon the appearance, it is first thing in the morning here as I get ready for my everyday job and all the errands and things that I'm gonna have to be running, so you have to excuse the appearance because I am not a morning person, but I am here to show you how this makeup wears throughout today. I already have my moisturizer, my primer, and my foundation on because I don't have any products from this particular brand for those things. So I will be starting with my concealer. I also have my bronzer, highlighter, blush, eyeshadow, but my mascara and my eyeliner will not be from this brand as well. So I will just kind of dive in with that concealer and we'll see how this works. Okay, so this is what the packaging looks like for the concealer, and it has different shades in here. It's got kind of a peach color corrector, a yellow color corrector, and then a powder almost. So I'm just gonna kind of dip in with this light yellowy color right here because I do have under eyes, as it is first thing in the morning, and just start smearing that on underneath and using that to conceal my under eyes, to highlight my forehead, my upper lip, and my chin. I'm going to apply the rest of this off camera since I will be checking in with you guys later. I don't want to make this a super long video, and I will be right back. I have everything blended out now, and first impressions, it blended easily, but the color is actually a little light for me. They didn't have a whole lot of choices online, so I kind of had to just choose one palette or the other, and using that particular yellow color was a little light for me, but I did do a nice job of covering up the dark areas around my eyes, and it did blend nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and set it, and I will be right back to finish the rest of my face. Just in case you guys are wondering, the foundation I am using is the Milani 2-in-1 foundation, and for the setting powder I use the Maybelline Master Fix setting powder. So while I bake, I'm going to start with my eyes, and I have an eyeshadow palette also by Sleek Makeup, and then again that's what it looks like, so a lot of richer tones. Now because this look is going to be for my everyday, I'm not going to go in too deep with these. And I kind of noticed as I'm looking at this palette now that there's not really a good neutral transition shade, so I'm going to go back in with my concealer palette and use this powdery color and use that as my transition shade. And next, now I will go into my palette, and I'm going to be using this kind of neutral peach shimmery shade down here at the bottom and putting that all over my eyelid. So right off the bat, I will tell you guys, while the color is very pretty, it's not super pigmented. So I'm having to go through and dip my brush back in several times to get a good color payoff. And it is coming across as a little chunky. So I don't know if I'm really going to like the formula and the way it applies. So I'm going to really see how it wears throughout the day. But it did take quite a bit of blending to get it looking smooth. So next I'm going to go in with this kind of rosy matte color here in the corner, put that in my creases, and then I will follow up with this dark purple on the outer side. So as I do play around with the colors, guys, I will let you know also that the mattes, like usual, are more pigmented than the shimmery shades. So I was a little bit happier with that kind of deep rose color here and the purple color up there. Still came off a little chunky, had to do a lot of blending, and especially when you're using darker colors, blending is so important anyway, but it just took a lot of extra effort to try to blend them out to make them look smooth. I don't hate it. The colors are really pretty, but I just want to be completely honest with you guys and let you know what I think. For my last bit on my eyes, I'm going to take this kind of blindingly white color right here, put that in the inside corner, sorry, it's early, inside corner of my eyes, and then on my brow bone to finish the eye look. And then I will apply my eyeliner mascara off camera and then come back to finish the rest of my face. And just to let you guys know, for mascara, I used my Tarte Tarteist mascara. And now I'm going to be going in to do my bronzer and blush. And I only have one palette for that. It all came in a set. And this is what it looks like. I'm kind of excited about this bronzer contouring color. It's very pretty, kind of just neutral brown. And then I have this blush right here. And it's almost a little orangey, peachy for me normally, but again, they only had so many colors to choose from, and I'm still pretty fair because it's been the rainiest season ever up here. So I'm gonna hopefully make this work, and we'll see. So contour and blush are on. I will say I was super impressed by that bronzer. It was very pigmented. It only took a couple swipes to get it on, and it blended so smoothly and so nicely on my skin. So I have to say I was impressed with that. The blush wasn't quite as pigmented, which is fine for me because I have really flush cheeks enough as it is, and when it's warm or if I just get embarrassed or any attention's on me in a public setting, they flush so quickly. So I don't really even like too much blush because it's just gonna make it worse. And the color was okay. Again, it was a little bit warmer than what I normally go with, but it wasn't bad. So I don't know if it's the most amazing palette. I'm gonna use a different palette for my highlighter that I am excited about, but I will say I loved the bronzer. Next, I'm going to be using my last palette, and that is for highlighter. And I'm just gonna say, look at that, you guys. It's gorgeous. This is a highlighting powder called Cleopatra's Kiss. It has two kind of mixed marbly shades here, and then it's got some plain ones here. And the two more plain colors are actually pretty new. They're creamy based, and the other two are powder based. So I'm gonna go in with this kind of pinky shade right here, which is the powder, and test that out for on the top of my cheekbones, my nose, and my upper lip. And once I get this applied, I will be right back. Is on, and I kind of lied to you guys. I started out with this color, but then I went back in with this more gold toned one. And the gold one was actually much more pigmented. If you can see, it is a beautiful highlighter. It went on very easily. There wasn't a whole lot of powder going everywhere as I dipped my brush into the product, and it went on very nicely. But yeah, I don't really know why, because it looks and feels like the formulas are the same for those two. I didn't go into the creamy ones at all, and the gold was just brighter. It just showed up faster and instantly, whereas it took a little bit more going in with the more pink shade. So that was kind of weird, but it is a beautiful palette. It went on. I do like how it gives you almost a natural look. It is not a super big glow, so for your everyday, you're going to your 9-to-5 work, anything like that, I actually really do like this palette as far as color. So the last thing I have is a matte lip color. I can already tell you I'm probably not going to keep this going for the entire day because it is a bright red and I've got some meetings today, but I'm going to try it out for this morning, and so I'm going to get this applied and I'll be right back. Okay, the lipstick is on. I did just do a very light layer, and I'll probably go in with some lip gloss to tone it down later. It is starting to dry matte. It's just taking its time doing so. It's not a super fast drying liquid lipstick. And it's not super sticky as it dries thus far, so I'll see how it goes and how it fits within the creases and the cracks of my lips, and see how long it lasts, things like that I really look for in a liquid lipstick, especially a matte one. And I will be back shortly this afternoon to let you know how I progress, and then again this evening, and see how it works throughout the day. See you shortly. Hey guys, so it's been a couple of hours now since I have put on my makeup, and first let me tell you, I am super impressed with the lipstick. Honestly, I think this is probably one of my favorite liquid lipsticks I have yet to try, and I'm not exaggerating. It is so lightweight and it doesn't feel tight on my lips. It's not super sticky. It's not showing all of the lines that you have on your lips. I didn't even need to exfoliate or anything,
my only thing is I wish I had more than one color, honestly. I wish I had more than just this bright red. I mean, I've been looking for a bright red for a while, but I wish I had more. I love this liquid lipstick. It's sitting on and staying as much as I would hope it would. So super thumbs up to Sleek Makeup Matte Liquid Lipsticks. My favorite product, I think, out of everything. Everything is still sitting pretty nicely. So we'll see how it is in a few more hours. I still haven't gotten very far throughout my day. I just kind of wanted, again, to touch base with you guys throughout the day to let you know how it goes. But yeah, as you can see, my highlight is still there. It's fading a little bit, but not too bad. Especially on this side, you can see it's there. You can see the contouring a little bit. I will say, as far as the concealer goes, that's not my favorite. It was kind of more of a color corrector, so to be fair, I knew that up front. And it did do a good job of hiding my under eyes, but as far as my texture, right now, for some reason, I have been breaking out, and not really a rash or anything, but these little bumps all over my face, and I've yet to figure out what product is doing this to my face or what it is in my diet that's doing this. But it's kind of emphasizing that. So when I put it on my forehead to kind of add that highlighter shade, it emphasized the texture. So if you have a lot of texture, the concealer is probably not going to be the thing for you as far as all over your face for a highlight. It did, like I said, a great job with hiding my under eye circles. But as far as everything else, I probably wouldn't use that again. So that's my feedback for right now. I still have a while to go throughout the day, so I will let you guys know in a few hours what I still think of this. And yeah, but so far, loving the liquid lipsticks.
In the afternoon, and I forgot to tell you guys, it was about 6:30 this morning when I started filming and putting on that makeup, so it's been a good long period of time, and I'm happy to say that if you look, you can probably see it, I haven't touched up any of my makeup, including the lips, which we'll get to in a minute, but the highlight is still there, the blush is still there, the contours there faded a little bit, and honestly, the biggest difference that I've noticed between this morning and now has to do more with the foundation than anything else, but the concealer held up pretty well, as the face products. The eyeshadow did fade. I didn't use any primer because I just wanted to see it by itself. What would that do? How long would it last? I wanted to see the quality of that product alone. And I still have the color. I still have a lot of the shimmer there, but it did fade a lot. Especially the darker colors started to blend in with the lighter ones that I used this morning already. So the pigmentation, which wasn't really there in the first place with the more shimmery colors, definitely faded even more throughout the day. Again, the shimmer's still there, but the color that went with it isn't really. So, you know, I still want to play around with some of the darker colors, see what it's like when I have the primer on my eyes and kind of figure out those little things. But I was a little disappointed in that. And then the lips, I was still impressed with them. As I said earlier, it's one of my favorite matte liquid lips that I've tried so far. I put it through several glasses of water, several cups of coffee, and breakfast and lunch. I had all of it with it on, and it wasn't until a couple hours after lunch when I wiped my mouth from eating and everything that it really just kind of came off. And even then there were a couple spots here and there that I didn't really touch up, simply because I wanted to see where it went, which was kind of embarrassing when I was in a meeting with my boss and his boss and so on and so forth, but it was for a good cause and I really wanted to test it out. And I also had to put chapstick on halfway through, so that kind of, I think, helped wear some of it off. So I do want to be completely honest with you guys on how it wore and what I did and how it affected it. So I am super duper impressed with the two face palettes, the bronzer and the highlighter, and the liquid lipstick. Less impressed with the eyeshadow, but again, I will kind of play around with that more and see how I feel. This was kind of just that first impressions wear test type deal. And yeah, so, and with the blush, I didn't see much color throughout the day, but again, for me personally, that's what I want. I don't want a lot of color. So I'm not terribly unimpressed with this brand, and it was super inexpensive compared to your high end. It was somewhere in between, you know, your drugstore prices and your more luxury prices. It was somewhere in between there, but I'm not but I'm pretty happy with the product and the payoff for what the cost was. I hope this video kind of helped you guys out with this brand and see what it looks like throughout the day, not just those initial impressions. So that's kind of what I look for. I know when I want to make up, especially when I'm going to be wearing it to work or out to an event, I want it to last me a good long while. So these always help me. So I hope again that it did the same for you. If you guys have any questions or if there's any other brands you want me to test out, please leave a comment below. I'd be happy to look into anything like that for you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. Again, as in my last video, a lot of good ideas coming up. I will also link the video down below where I did a haul, including these products and many more other things. It was one of my biggest hauls to date. So I'll make sure to link that below, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.